my friends, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Zita, and on my channel I do DIYs and makeovers on a budget. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest at OakWell Home. So let's get started on today's DIYs and see what I've created. Today, friends, I have a couple of DIYs for you that you can create from some recycled containers, so it's not going to cost you much money at all. So this is an old plastic coffee container that I had. Just going to put it in my recycling, and then I thought I'm just going to create a little DIY with this and show you something that you can create from something that you're just going to discard into your recycling for hardly any money. I'm going to paint this first with some black homemade chalk paint. And if you haven't made homemade chalk paint, go and check out my video on how to make homemade chalk paint, and it's like pennies on a dollar compared to what you would buy out in the store. So I'm going to paint it black first because I want to cover up that print on the coffee container. And then I'm going to paint it with a white homemade chalk paint once that's dry. So that's what it's looking like when it's dry. So now I won't have to apply as many layers of the white paint. So again, this is a homemade white chalk paint, and I think I put 2 or 3 coats on here of the homemade white chalk paint. So once that paint was painted, I thought I would distress it with a wet cloth, but I decided against that. So I was going to distress it and bring back some of that black, but I didn't put a top coat over the black, so I thought I won't distress it that way. I'll just distress it with some black paint to make it look like I distressed it. So this is after a few coats of white chalk paint, and now I have some chalkboard stickers here. These are from, I'm not sure if I picked these up at the Dollar Tree or the Dollarama, but I'm sure the Dollar Tree has something like this as well. So I'm just choosing which label I want to put on there, and I chose the rectangular one, and I'm just going to place that in the center there of that one section. And what I'm going to do with this now is stamp it with some IOD stamps, and this is this stamp set is called Sprigs, not Springs, Sprigs, S-P-R-I-G-S. If you haven't tried IOD stamps, they're awesome. You can use them on so many projects. And I'm sure you've seen me use this one in the past on some previous projects. And when you buy them new, friends, you're going to want to scuff up your stamps like with a fine sanding block, just so your stamp has some tooth to grab onto that ink. So I'm putting this sprig stamp in the front and along the sides. I'm not going to put it on the back because you're not going to see the back where the handle is, and you'll see that after. So I'm using the same stamp. I'm just applying some on the bottom and the sides here. And when you're applying your stamp, just kind of press it down with one hand and keep your hand on it, and just press down with the other hand, but always keep one hand steady on the stamp so it doesn't move around. What do you guys think of these little sprig stamps? And I thought I would put the stamps on there because that way I thought I could use this little container for anything. I was thinking about, you know, just using it for like a laundry detergent container, but I decided against that. I was going to put laundry detergent on it, or laundry soap, but I decided against it and just went with these little stamps, and that way I can write anything on that chalkboard label. So you could use this for any kind of storage. Now, I should have dabbed the paint off my brush, but I didn't. So I think this might look a little heavy. And then after I applied it, I thought, I'm not sure I should have done that. Maybe I should have just kept it plain, just with the label and the stamps. But you let me know what you think. If you think I should have done that, leave me a message in the comments and let me know what you think. If I should have put that black at the top there to make it look like it was kind of distressed. But it didn't look too great to me at that point. But once I put the lid on, it looks a lot better. So friends, that's what it looked like before, and here's what it looked like now. Let me know in the comments what you think of this almost free DIY. For my next DIY, these are recycled tea cans. I got some tea for, I think it was a Christmas gift. So I had these left over, and these are awesome cans to do something with, you know. So these are metal cans. So what I'm going to do first, because, you know, paint doesn't stick great to metal, so I'm using my Fusion Ultra Grip, and I put a layer of Fusion Ultra Grip on there to help it stick. Now I'm showing you a spray can there as well, because you can spray paint these as well. That might be a little quicker, so I just thought I'd show you that, just to show you another option. But I have my black homemade chalk paint here that I'm going to use up. It's almost gone, so I'm just using my paintbrush, and I'm just going to paint them with my homemade chalk paint, but you can also use the spray paint. But yeah, make sure you put like a Fusion Ultra Grip on there, or something that's going to help the paint stick to the metal and stay on the metal. So don't forget that first step, a layer to help your paint stick. So I'm just giving the cans a coat of black paint all around, and on the top there with my little sponge brush so I don't get too heavy on there, and then on my lids. And I'm putting the black on there first, again to cover up that print on the cans, and so I don't have to paint as many coats of my next color. So my next color is going to be a homemade chalk paint as well. So this is what they look like once they're all dry, and I didn't paint the bottoms because it was just a nice gold on there, so I didn't bother doing that. So here's another homemade chalk paint that I made, this blue color, and you may have seen me paint a cutlery box recently in this color that turned out really beautiful. And I decoupaged the cutlery box. So if you haven't seen that video, make sure to go back and take a look at that, and you can get a bigger picture of what this blue looks like. So I think I put 3 coats of this chalk paint on all the cans just to get a nice solid color. And let me know what you think of this blue color. And if you've watched my videos recently, you will have seen me make over some other tea cans that look a little different than this. They had like they were Laura Secord cans, and they had like a little print on them, so I painted them and distressed that little print on them, and they turned out beautiful. And I painted them a beautiful green color. So if you haven't seen that video, go back and look at that one. They're absolutely beautiful. I made like a little bathroom set from them. So I'll put that in the description box. And if I forget, just go back a few videos and you'll see that. So after the 3 coats of paint were dry, I gave them all a light sanding with a really fine sanding sponge, just to make the cans nice and smooth to do my next step, which is apply some stamps. So I'm using some stamps from the Dollar Tree here, friends. So if you haven't been to the Dollar Tree lately, go and check out their stamps. They have a lot more in. So all these little stamps are from the Dollar Tree, all those ones you saw me looking at there. So I'm just trying it out there to see which flower I want to use, but you can just peel those off, and then you can see the picture, and then try it on your can, and you can get a good idea of what it's going to look like. See, there's black, so you can really kind of tell what it's going to look like once you apply your black ink to that stamp. So I really like that they have it like that. I think the IOD stamps are like that as well, but that will give you an idea of what the stamp is going to look like on your can. So I do end up choosing the flower there. And I'm using a black ink, and I'm going to apply my ink to that flower, and I'm just lifting up my paper there so I don't get it on top of my paper. And again, when you're applying this, hold it with one hand like you see me doing there, and then just press it with the other hand. That way your stamp's not going to slide around, because if you start pressing with both hands, that stamp is going to slide around. So just keep it steady with one hand and just apply pressure with the other. So I got my cans lined up here, and I'm going to ink up my stamp again, and just line them up so that way I can, get an idea of where to place my next stamp. I'm just eyeballing it. And I do that with all 3 cans, and after that I'm going to apply this beautiful little bee stamp that was also, I think it was with this set or another set of stamps from the Dollar Tree, but I think it was with this stamp too, a little bee that's going to look like it's going to land on these flowers. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I'll show you what it looks like there. So that's what it looks like with just the flower. So now I thought, oh, it needs something else. So there's that little bee. It had a couple bees on there. Yeah, so it was on this same set. So, and again, because it has the black print already on the plastic, it can give you an idea of like where to place it and where it's going to look good, or if it's going to look good at all. So now I just place my little bee stamp down there, and that way it'll give me an idea where I want to place that stamp. So I'm just holding it with one finger and then applying pressure with the other. Look how cute that looks. I love it. It looks like he's going in to land on that flower. I love it. Let me know what you think of this little bee. Would you have added the bee to these cans, or would you have just kept it with the flower? Let me know in the comments. So I'm going to add the bee to all 3 cans. And once I have that done, I thought I'm going to put some numbers on the other side of the cans in case, you know, you want to change up the cans, you want a different look, you still want to use the cans, but you just want a different look for a different season or a different purpose of the cans. So I'm just going to stamp the other side of the cans with some numbers. And like I said, if you've watched my video where I did some other tea cans, the green ones that I painted for a bathroom set, I did put numbers on the back of those as well. And I'm applying my last little bee there, and then I'm going to start with my numbers. So friends, if you haven't seen me post new videos in a little while, it's been I think a few weeks since I posted a new video. I started a new job recently, so I've been really tired trying to get as much done as I could possibly get done with the time I have. And also I'm trying to enjoy some of my summer as well. So I hope you're still going to support my channel when I do post new videos. So yeah. So I'm hoping you're going to like this video today. So those number stamps that I'm going to use are IOD stamps again, and it's the letterpress stamp. And this is the thin mount from IOD, and this is a little stronger plastic. You see I have some plastic to the side there that I kept from my IOD transfers, and it's a really light bendable plastic, so I thought I'd cut a little piece out of that thin mount so it's a little more sturdy for me to apply the numbers. Now sometimes you can just take the little stamps and apply it just as is without putting it on a thin mount like I did with the bee and the flowers, but these numbers were a little too tiny or to grab hold of, so I thought I would put them on the thin mount. Plus I put them on the thin mount as well because it has like a little graph on the thin mount, and that way I was able to line up the numbers easier, because I have just applied these without putting them on a thin mount before, but I just wanted to get them all lined up as best as possible. And you'll see me show you some wax after this, some clear wax. Usually I put a clear wax on them after I let the ink dry overnight. So friends, don't put your wax on right away after you apply this ink or it will smear. Let it dry overnight and then wax up your piece. But I haven't waxed them yet, but I do usually wax them because I'm not sure if I want to apply something else below or above, or below and above those numbers that I put on the back. So once I figure that out, I will put some wax on there. So this is what they look like before, and this is what they look like now. Let me know in the comments, friends, what you think of this DIY and what you think of both of these DIYs. And just give me a like and a comment, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. I'd love to have you here as a DIY friend. And until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Bye, and enjoy your summer.